So my legs got to be more narrow than your
You
legs?
can go that way.
Then
We're
I'm a
live.
friend. We're live. Trying to get situated and figure out whose legs need to be spread wider. Mine, who's a male,
Or
who is a
mine, who
male.
has a 41-week bump.
Yeah,
Mine. They're going to agree with me.
I don't know about all that. Anyways, I get my phone screen fixed. Like it's got weird glares in it because the phone's all cracked.
Oh, it's cracked?
Yeah, like that cover thing.
Oh.
Anyways, we are live at 5:01, and Crystal's doing her hair, making yogurt, talking about whose legs need to be spread.
Well, he decided it was more important for his to be.
Yeah. Anyways, we're going to dive into the peak week of this pregnancy. Crystal is 41 weeks as of today. And it's kind of like peak week, going into a competition prep where you got like a plan that you're going to follow.
Oh, we're not even live.
What? And now?
We're live.
We're live.
We've been thinking we were live for like the last couple minutes.
Sorry, y'all. If you're on Instagram right now, you missed the best part of this whole live. Anyways, it's like peak week for competition prep. You got a plan and you got a vision, you got a strategy. Like Mike Tyson says, everybody got a plan to get punched in the face. And Crystal just got punched in the face. Not literally, but the plan was to have a baby a week ago, and Rigel's still up in there kicking. So,
there is.
Anyways, let's talk about training manipulations, because this is kind of like, just as in is true with a peak week training, you want to kind of dial back the intensity of the workouts so you're not stressed, you're not holding any acute inflammation, and you can kind of let your body rest, recover, and recuperate. That's kind of what you've been doing, right?
Yeah. Actually, I was just keeping up with everything until this week, honestly. Because I just felt real good up until, I still feel really good, but like with my workouts and everything, I felt really good up until about 40 weeks, maybe like a couple days after. And then I decided, like, okay, I think I'm starting to get like a little bit more tired, and I'm just like a little bit more like tight in some areas and like really loose in other areas. And so I just really lightened things up. I'm really just doing a lot of stretches and like, like the movements that you would do if you wanted to have a baby, like doing a lot of squats and lunges and like all those types of movements, and just focusing on stretching. And
what's your step count been here lately?
Between 5,000 and 13, I'd say, depending on like what hike we go on and stuff. But
we went on a hike last
get out of
weekend.
here with your taking over my space.
We went on a hike to Devil's Den last weekend, and that was a pretty good hike. That was about 4 miles, probably.
Yeah.
Maybe not quite 4 miles.
I don't know. We didn't track it. But like today, I didn't get out of the house. I don't know that I'll be able to because we have the live and then we have another meeting. But I had a
meeting today. I forgot today's Wednesday.
Yeah.
We have lots of meetings on Wednesdays.
Yeah. So usually in the evening or sometime in the day, I'll get out and go for a walk or a hike or something like that. But I didn't do that today. So today will probably be more like a 5,000 step day, even though I spent the day like cleaning the house and all that. So yeah.
Speaking of steps, here's one interesting thing that I've learned. I've got the Garmin watch. I've also got the Oura ring. When I'm bush hogging with my DR mower, pushing the mower or walking behind the mower, it counts that as steps on my ring, but not on my watch. So I can have like 30,000 steps in a day of bush hogging, but my watch says I did not get those steps in. So let that be known. It's not too interesting though, because Crystal's yawning. What other things have you done peak week manipulation wise for your pregnancy?
Nothing really. Just trying to get in enough food.
You gonna do a keto caloric refeed? No. Increase your sodium a little bit for this show day?
Nope. I have increased my electrolytes just because I can't stop eating those stinging popsicles. They're so good.
These popsicles are the bomb. We would eat one why we did this live if it wasn't for our slurping noises.
Yeah, we would.
Y'all probably wouldn't be down.
It
Some
would-
people might be down with that. Some of y'all are weird with like that ASMR
Oh,
stuff. That's what's called,
yeah,
right?
I
What's
know.
it stand for? ASMR.
I don't remember. I don't
Annoying
like that kind of
sounds.
stuff.
Myron. I don't know what the R would be.
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't enjoy the sound of people eating. Ugh.
B. Scott Hunt says, "Hey, what's up, man?
Oops.
Low battery."
We have a Hey Savages. We have a Hey.
What's up?
So let's see what else.
Oh gosh, Jamie says they hate
Gosh.
ASMR.
Yeah, I do too.
I don't know what
anytime
ASMR
I
is though. Does
see
anybody know what it means?
They're like opening packages and they're like, ugh, stop.
And
Don't
another
do
thing,
that.
y'all probably saw this because it was popular in the keto space for a while. Some people were doing it, and it annoyed the heck out of me. But they would do like a food prep thing, and they would like have the finished food, then would go and like take a big bite of it and put the camera like right up next to their mouth as they open their mouth and took a bite of it, and like that bothers the heck out of me. So I don't know who
Yeah.
like is into that stuff, but you're weird if you are.
Robert and I eat in separate rooms. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, close the door and put earplugs in. Praying for you and Rigel Crystal. Can't wait to meet him.
Thank you. Yes, we can't wait to meet him
We
too.
can't wait either. We got any questions on IG, y'all?
Come
on, Rigel. We are anxiously awaiting.
Mm-hmm.
We are too.
Hello from Alabama.
Alabama. Greenbow, Alabama.
We got some waves from
Yo,
Gray.
yo, yo. It's the silliest thing I've heard, that ASMR. But what does it mean? Like, what's the AS? Like, put it on your phone. I'm curious.
Send in love. Okay.
It's an acronym for something, but I don't know what it is. By the way, from Fatty to Natty Bodybuilder on IG, I just had him on the podcast. Definitely go check out his store, listen to that podcast, follow him on IG, all that good stuff. He's got a YouTube channel too. It stands for Autonomous Sensory Meridian Response. No,
Autonomous Sensory Meridian Response.
What did I say? Autonomous? That's what I was reading right there.
Oh, that's funny. It says is a tingling sensation that usually begins on the scalp and moves down the back of the neck and upper spine. Like that's what it's supposed to give you, that sensation. Get out of my space, bro.
Get out of my space, bro.
Robert is like, he loves to lay on me. I don't know if your guys' husbands or wives are like that, but he like lays on top of me. And I have a huge human right here. And he keeps laying on top of him. And I'm like, there's no more space.
I'm
like,
snuggling with Rigel. I ain't snuggling with you.
We are already running out of space here. And you're laying on top of the space.
Yeah. You know,
it's pretty bad.
All right, we need some questions, y'all. We just we talked a little bit. We need some questions from y'all. Listeners, tune in.
Any chance of induction, or will you just let him wait it out? We are just letting him wait it out because we're doing a home birth. If we do an induction, we would have to go into the hospital. Jackson,
Jack,
my
I'm gonna
goodness.
throw you outside with your ASMR.
Jack's giving us an
He's
ASMR
like
right now.
making all kinds of noises over there.
So since we're doing a home birth, we don't want to have to go to the hospital, so we don't want to do an induction. So we are just gonna wait it out, and that's okay. We have a little bit of time, and he's not in a rush, and we're trying to not be in a rush either. Just taking our sweet time.
By the way, have y'all tried this stuff? It's called Green Valley Kefir.
It's not my favorite one.
Not your favorite one. The macros on this are 180 calories per 4 servings. Wait, no, per 1 cup. Total fat 9 grams. Total carbs 15. Total sugars 12. Protein
Which is so
10 grams.
Weird because the whole milk one has higher carbs than the non-fat or the low-fat, whatever.
Has more carbs?
Yeah. Has like 3 more.
The ingredients are pasteurized, cultured, whole milk, lactase enzymes. So no added sugars. That's just the natural lactase in there.
There's a couple of them that have less.
No, it says lactose free.
There's a couple of them that have less carbs, but they have pectin in it, and I do not want that in there. There's one that I really like that's goat milk based, and it's got like really great carbs, a carb count, and everything. But
It
they've
doesn't
been
taste
out
like
of
milk
it.
though, man. Like if I was to drink this, it wouldn't be like
It
milk.
tastes like yogurt, like a liquidy yogurt.
Liquidy
Question
yogurt.
for you: what exactly is a pump?
A pump. Like a breast pump?
No, like a pump in the gym.
Oh, that makes more sense.
We're not having a baby anytime soon.
A pump. It's a good question. So a pump is when you basically engorge the muscle with additional blood and plasma fluid. So like when you are stimulating the muscle, like when you're doing a bunch of bicep curls, don't do them like that, but you know what I'm saying. Then you get a lot of blood that rushes to that muscle because you're stimulating it, you're causing it to contract, you're lengthening it, you're shortening it. That causes a lot more stimulation and blood flow. The pump is that engorgement of, what are you smiling for?
Someone else is laughing at you saying breast pump.
That engorgement is that blood flow in the muscle in a very localized area, and that is the pump. Now, the pump is going to be greatly dependent upon your level of hydration because you want that muscle to be full of water. That water is going to volumize that muscle tissue, and you also want to make sure your sodium and potassium is dialed in because that's what's going to make sure that that water is in the muscle. So make sure you're hydrated, make sure you're drinking enough water, make sure your electrolytes are dialed in, and make sure you're stimulating the muscle properly with enough repetition and range of motion, and then you should get a good pump.
That's awesome. Love following you guys, your guys' journey.
Let me get through some of these. Hi, guys. What's up? Megan E. says Jack might be anticipating his little brother is about to join.
I don't think Jack has any clue, actually.
Yeah, Jack's clueless.
He doesn't have any idea.
Hello and congrats from Puerto Rico doing keto during pregnancy. Yes,
that was the
indeed.
Question. Yes.
Oh, yes.
Yep. Fully keto. We've done several podcasts each trimester. The end of each trimester, we've done a podcast, and we talk about like what I eat and things like that on there.
Jamie Brown says God is putting the finishing touches on sweet little man. He's collecting all the loves and hugs from y'all's loved ones to bring from heaven. That makes sense.
Don't make me cry with that one.
I told her that he was just adding an inch to his biceps every single time he went a couple days over.
I'm cooking chicken. Sorry, guys.
Is that gonna stop?
Yeah, it'll stop.
Breast pump. Yeah, I was totally not thinking about muscle pumps. All right. Kelly says, off subject, but have you ever done a video on how you figured out how much Jack needs to eat? My puppy is carnivore and I'm kind of winging it, but would love to hear how you figured it out.
So I don't know that I talked about how I figured it out. I have done a video on Jack being carnivore, but you can go to mypetcarnivore.com and they actually help you break it down really easily. And then was the Keto Pet Sanctuary. So both of those, Keto Pet Sanctuary has a breakdown. Pretty sure My Pet Carnivore also has a breakdown, but you can also buy like the perfect breakdown of organ, ground bone, ground muscle meat, all that kind of stuff. They break it down for animals so that it's like the perfect ratio of each one. So that's a really great option as well.
Lucky Krim, I just saw that you emailed about getting into Deeper State Keto. I emailed you a password, so you shouldn't have any trouble getting in. Let me know if you do.
How do I stop insane leg cramps? Electrolytes would be my number one thing. Hydration and electrolytes. And I don't know exactly where you're getting your leg cramps, but I think I mentioned this last week. That during pregnancy I've had like insane calf cramps, and when my magnesium is on point, I don't get them. When my magnesium is suffering, I do get them.
Sandra says that I'm hilarious. Thank you, Sandra. I like to think so myself.
Brian, way more sodium and magnesium by glycinate at night.
Yeah, you want more sodium.
What is the kind that Allie has?
You want more sodium than your potassium and magnesium, but you want to make sure you're getting, I don't know what your potassium is. You want to make sure you're getting about a 2-to-1 ratio of supplemental sodium to potassium.
Yes. So I'm going to share this with you guys because I always talk about it because it's like been my saving grace. So it's Relax and Regulate. So most everyone knows I have struggled with bowel issues and stuff, which is why I even started keto in the first place. And so taking Allie Miller's Relax and Regulate helps to keep you very regular. It doesn't make you like poo all over yourself.
It's probably that inositol more than the magnesium.
What?
It's making you go to the bathroom.
No, it's not. It's the magnesium.
I don't know, but that inositol has something to do with it.
I know it's not because the other stuff makes you do it too. The other magnesiums. But with this pregnancy, with all the cramps that I've been having, this stuff is legit.
Legit.
So if you're having any types of like bowel issues, even if like you're having the runs or if you're constipated, it should help you either way. It's supposed to help with sleeping at night, and then also it is the magnesium biglycinate, and it's what was I gonna say? Can't remember what I was gonna say. Wow, totally lost it.
Pregnancy
But
brain.
it's Allie Miller's. You can find it at naturallynourished.com, and it's great. They're my jam.
Barbara Scott says, thank you for your Rigel update, meaning he's the one in control of his arrival, knowing he too wants the event at home.
Mm-hmm.
Kelly says, thanks, you bet, Kelly. 2 teaspoons Calm mixed in water at bedtime for calf cramps works for me. Yeah, Calm's super popular. A lot of people use that and have it, works well for them.
Mm-hmm.
We have some Calm, don't we?
Yeah, I don't think that quality
I think he uses a citrate, is that right?
I think so. I don't think the quality is very good, but it's usually pretty affordable and it works pretty well for most people. But I think the absorption rate is probably not as great, and the quality is not as great, but it works just fine.
I take a swig of apple cider vinegar whenever I have leg cramps, and they're gone in a few minutes. I don't know why it works, but it does.
That's interesting.
I haven't had apple cider vinegar in a while.
Got it. Got it back. Thank you. You said supplemental sodium to potassium. What about total daily ratio of sodium to potassium, including supplemental?
That is going to be higher because you're going to have some potassium in like red meat. If you eat an avocado, you're going to have potassium in that. Generally, I say 2-to-1 supplemental sodium to potassium because most people that are needing that ratio are following a ketogenic diet. If you're following a ketogenic diet, you're probably eating a little bit of red meat, which is going to have that potassium in there. So I don't know. I'd have to look at my macro tracker that shows what mine winds up being, but most of your foods don't have naturally occurring sodium in there, but they do have naturally occurring potassium, whereas that's why you're supplementing more sodium than you are potassium. So it may be a little bit closer to like a 1-to-1, probably not quite a 1-to-1, but a 2-to-1 supplemental sodium to potassium seems to work out well. After you factor in all your daily meals, if you're eating a lot of red meats and like an avocado, which has 1,000 milligrams, then you're probably a little bit closer to that 1-to-1 ratio of total sodium to potassium. Allie Miller RD subs are high 5. Does that mean something? Awesome. Love her vitamin D too.
Yes, I take her vitamin D as well. Tell that baby to get out of that belly. Just joined. I do sugar-free Tums for leg cramps. Not sure if that's the best practice, but I feel like that's how they'll find my body when they hit especially hard. Tums are supposed to be really terrible for your gut.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend Tums because Tums are an antacid, and a lot of people, they'll take Tums whenever they have any indigestion, thinking that they have too much stomach acid, whereas in reality they have too little stomach acid, and they're taking an antacid, which is going to decrease that acidity even more. So I certainly wouldn't recommend Tums, especially to fix something like leg cramps. I would definitely go for electrolytes on that. There's probably some electrolytes in Tums. I'm not really sure what's in there.
There might be something in it that is helpful, but I would try to pick out what that thing is, which is probably an electrolyte of some sort.
But yeah, I wouldn't recommend, unless you have very high acid concentration, which you probably don't, I don't know, but you definitely don't want to be using Tums for calf cramps. Well, they would have to change the name to Tums is like tummy, right?
I would imagine.
So they'd have to call it Caffies or something. All right. Adam says, question about reverse dieting after a cut. I did a cut for 8 weeks, but having a hard time adding more calories to put more weight. Any tips on how to push through this transition between the cut and the bulk? So 8 weeks is a pretty short cut. I don't know how low you took your calories during that period. Generally speaking, you can be a little bit more aggressive with the addition of calories than the subtraction of calories. But if you only did an 8-week cut, I would imagine you were pretty aggressive in that reduction in calories. So I would honestly just play it somewhat conservatively and just increase your calories by like 100 calories a week, every single week, coming from good quality proteins and fats, and then continue to train hard with progressive overload, lift heavier, make sure you're getting enough recovery in. And then if you're doing that, you should see continual progress in the gym, in the weight room. You should be adding more lean tissue. If you start gaining more body fat than is desirable, you are going to gain some in a reverse diet. But if you're gaining more than is desirable, start doing like bi-weekly caloric intakes or caloric increases, or maybe half that intake and only do 50 calories instead of 100, or just be a little bit more conservative as you start putting on more body fat.
So if keto carnivore is safe to say you would not supplement potassium at all and get potassium from your food and just supplement the sodium? I think that's what they're asking.
No, I would definitely still supplement the potassium, because you can definitely eat a keto carnivore diet and not supplement a ton of potassium and feel fine. However, you're not going to feel optimal, especially in the context of, resistance training or something like that. Like, you're going to get a better muscle contraction, a better muscle pump, not a breast pump, muscle pump, if you're taking in the proper amount of electrolytes and making sure your body is saturated with those and you're in a proper electrolyte equilibrium. So I wouldn't try and just bypass it completely and not take in any potassium. Like, you'll probably feel fine if you're getting in enough potassium from your foods, but you won't feel optimal from a training standpoint, likely.
They said that a bodybuilder at their gym suggested the Tums. Unless they actually care about their nutrition, I would not listen to the average bodybuilder.
Yeah, there's a lot of bros out there.
There's so many. I mean, they'll also tell you to eat chicken and
rice and broccoli 7 times a day, every 2 hours.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And wake up at midnight and eat a protein shake.
Yeah, a lot of people,
take
typical.
steroids.
I'm not saying that person in particular, but a lot of people do things like that. Like, I don't know what Tums is technically a medication, or it's like a over-the-counter medication type of thing. I don't know why you would tell someone to just take that.
Thank you, guys. You bet, Adam. Mike says, I take 4 to 5 scoops of Redmond Relight during the day, and then found that adding 300 milligrams of potassium before bed took care of my leg cramps.
That is so many electrolytes.
Yeah, but I mean,
sheesh.
When I'm in a prep, my electrolyte intake increases. So if 4 to 5, I mean, the thing about electrolyte equilibriums is your body is able to reset its equilibrium point at a higher or lower level as long as everything else is in balance. So if you prefer that higher intake, that's totally fine as long as you're in equilibrium. And the nice thing about Relight is that it's got that 2-to-1 ratio built in, so it's easy to stay in equilibrium. Athletes drink pickle juice for leg cramps and they swear by it. Yes, that's a lot of sodium. Yeah. Crystal, just by following your Instagram, listening to the podcast, your pregnancy seems like it's going well overall and no real issues. How are you feeling physically right now?
So I feel really good. And I hate, I love to say that because I do feel really good, but I also hate to say it because I feel like labor is nowhere near where we are right now. So I feel really good. I feel very normal. I've been going on hikes and cleaning the house and doing all of the normal things that I normally do.
Still brings me coffee every morning.
I do, yes. So it's very weird because I feel so great. And I know a lot of people don't have that experience, but I don't know. I don't know. I feel great. Feel pretty normal.
She's feeling good. Tums are 100% calcium carbonate, 1,000 milligrams, but they have 2 milligrams of sodium. Is that 2 milligrams of
It
sodium is
must
not going to be doing
mixed
much.
with something else though, unless like you're getting like a literally no flavor, no nothing Tums.
Yeah. But yeah, I definitely wouldn't use Tums for calf cramps.
I used to wake up at night for protein shakes years ago. Oh, when they were doing like bodybuilding stuff. Wow, that's crazy. Waking up in the middle of the night to get
I
a
used to do
protein
this.
shake.
I had a box of they were called like Big Colossal protein bars. There was like apple pie flavor and like a chocolate flavor. They were like 200 calories, 300 calories each, I think. And I had a box of them in my pantry or in my closet. I had an alarm set. I'd wake up at midnight every night to go in there and eat one of these things. Like you're tired, you're not hungry, you got to like force down this nasty protein bar.
It's awful.
Yeah, it was gross.
That's terrible. Carnivore or keto is one preferred for managing a muscle building program. I don't think there's one over the other. I think it just depends on you as an individual.
Yeah.
Like what you prefer and stuff.
I would consider carnivore a subset of keto. The beauty of keto over carnivore is that you have more options from like different fat sources and stuff. So you've got a little bit more flexibility in that regard. Maddie says, I'm convinced keto has something to do with it. Glad to hear you're doing well. Praying for a healthy birth.
Thank you. Someone else just said, remember, labor is like a light switch. It can be. It can be for some people and it can't be for others. Like I have a friend that just messaged me the other day that she was literally like laboring for 3 days. And so it's not quite that. I mean, she was
that light switch
like,
broke.
She was like in early labor for 3 days. And then other people, it's like they go into labor and it's like the baby's about to come. So I think for some people, and I told my midwife that, I was like, I'm pretty sure it's just gonna like hit me like a train. And she's like, either that or you're gonna feel great the whole time. Like, as great as you can during labor and delivery. But yeah, I definitely think having a healthy nutrition plan and staying active has been what has helped me to just stay feeling really great this whole time.
Yeah,
honestly.
I think that's definitely been a big part of it for sure. As Maddie B has said, I agree with you.
Do you use
Keto Chris is in the building. What's up, Keto Chris?
Do you use any cream for your tummy? Are you experiencing that usual belly stretching itch with pregnancy? So I did share. Where did I share that? I don't remember. I use 2 different creams. One is a sweet almond oil that actually Ellen bought for me, and then the other one is, what's it called again? Waxoline.
Waxoline.
But be careful because there's junk brands that you can get of both of those. You want to get a good quality one. And they work great. I usually switch them out every other night. Use one night and one the other night. And my belly doesn't itch anymore. It did really bad at like 38 weeks. Like earlier on, yeah, it itched. But then at 38 weeks, it itched again. But I am really good at not scratching because I know scratching makes stretch marks. So if it itches, I just kind of like pat it or put oil on it or something like that.
Iris says, what's up, Crystal and Robert? Robert and Crystal, hey, Iris, how are you doing? Hope you are well. Any other questions rolling in? I got to throw some steaks on the grill. What are we talking about next week at Live at 5? Probably going to have a baby by next week, right?
Yeah, we're going to have a baby by next week.
Let's take bets.
Yeah, we should like send a week of keto bricks to whoever can guess the actual due date.
The actual due date?
Yeah, like we'll keep this on here.
All right, so we're gonna let this roll for like another minute. Y'all submit your bets. All right, whoever guesses the correct day that we have the baby within the next week, surely we'll have him within the next week.
Yeah.
Hopefully. We'll send you some keto bricks.
So you have let's time it so that people
how are we
who
gonna
are watching
know?
this
How are we gonna
afterwards-
know what their address is? Their shipping address and stuff.
Well, I'll message them.
You just message them. Okay.
So we're gonna time it. You have 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
2 minutes to submit your day.
All right. We gotta. Oh, we
But
gotta.
so if you're watching the replay of this doesn't count for you. You gotta
Yeah.
we gotta be
May
on.
22nd. That's a long time from now, right?
That's too far.
We got Saturday, May 13th.
Actually, that's not well.
May 27th at 8:45 a.m. We got all kinds of dates coming in.
Due date and closest time, they said.
That's gonna be like crazy.
Yeah. May 15th, May 16th.
With like a whole bunch of people win.
The 13th.
We're gonna like have a whole bunch of winners.
Well, yeah.
A whole bunch of winners here. Okay.
17th, 14th, 15th. We better not be having them on the 15th.
We'll be depleted on our brick stock.
The 19th.
I only say May 22nd because that's my daughter's birthday. I really do hope you don't have to wait that long.
I hope we don't have to
It'd be
wait
pretty
that
cool
long
too,
either.
though.
The 16th, 19th.
19th.
We got a few of the 19th.
14th at 4:30. Like all these like exact times.
Funny.
May 14th at 8 a.m. All right, how much time we got?
We got 45 seconds.
We got low battery.
Oh, we sure do.
All right, this is good though.
May 13th.
We will we'll go through this once we have the baby, and we'll figure out who the winners are. Crystal will message y'all. She may be a little late in messaging y'all because she may be breastfeeding or something. Keto Chris says Tuesday.
Tuesday. I don't want to wait till Tuesday, Ellen.
Iris got her Keto Brick package today. That's awesome.
Oh, yay.
By the way, y'all, we are trying out, we're spending quite a bit of money. We are trying out some hot weather shipping. So new packaging, cold packs, the full 9 yards with thermal packaging. So if you order any bricks going forward, we're using cold packaging or hot weather cold brick
All right,
packaging.
time's up. No more guesses.
Yeah, so
Except for that tonight one.
tonight maybe. So hopefully that works out well. I would love to try a keto brick.
Well, hopefully you
Well,
guess the
hopefully
right
you
day.
win the day. All right, y'all. We're gonna go throw a steak on the grill. Nothing but love to y'all. We'll talk to you next time. Ta-ta
I
for
guess we'll
now.
put out a video next week. We'll put out a video for next week's live because hopefully we will be having a new baby.
If we don't have a new baby next week and we're on the live,
I might be miserable.
yeah, it'll be interesting. All right, see y'all next time. Take care. Love you. Ta-ta for now.
See ya.